Hello viewers, welcome to Golden Lifestyle with me, of course, Golda John Abiola. The topic for today is parental relationship, and with me in the studio to discuss it is Ufuoma Anighoro. She's the director and founder of Marvellous Girls Club. She'll tell us all about it. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me here today. Thank you.
Now, the topic for today is parental relationship. I know you are very passionate about this. That's why you formed the club. Please tell us what the responsibilities are, both for the parents and for the children.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I would like to say, who is a parent? Because we have a lot of people. You can give birth to a child, a man or a woman, but does that really make you a parent? So, who is a parent? Giving birth to children really doesn't make you a parent. Parenting starts at the point when you have given birth to when you start nurturing those children. It's like a farmer. You don't just go to the farm and throw your seed down and walk away. You have to keep going back to cultivate and nurture the plant. And that is what parenting entails. Parenting entails the process of nurturing and raising children to meet your expectation of what you want them to be. That is what parenting. So parental relationship is crucial because it depicts the relationship between the mother and the father to the children. The relationship of love, of care, of nurture, and of raising these children to be acceptable, to meet the expectation of not just yourself but also of society. So
especially how God has laid it down. Say children, respect your parents, yeah. But parents, do not provoke your children to anger.
Yeah.
Do not provoke them. So there's responsibility both ways. I have noticed that most children look forward to going to university so they can be away from home. What do you think is responsible for this?
Yeah, the environment that parents create in the home is very important. And that is where all of the parenting responsibility comes into play. Because as a parent, if you create the right environment for your children from growing up, that environment is what will determine how they will relate with you even when they get out of the house. So let's say, for example, you have little children. As they are growing up, first thing you should remember is that children copy. They are looking up to you as a model. They are looking at everything that you do and they are copying you. So the kind of behavior, attitude, or character that you model to your children and the way you relate to them will determine how long they will stay with you. Because if a child is looking forward to just running out of the house, then there is a problem. Something is wrong. Because you don't want your children to just leave the house and go away. Even if they leave the house, you want them to always come back, to always know that they can come back and they'll be happy to come back. And that is the joy of every parent. As much as you want to see them grow and leave the house, you don't want them to just leave and go. You want them to leave and still know that they have a place in the house to come back to. And that is, that is the aim of every parent. That is the fulfillment of every parent. Having them come back and knowing that they are happy. They always have a home to come back to.
The atmosphere of love and warmth that the home is there for you to return to. Yeah. Then is it all right to spank or beat our children or raise our voices? How do we bring them up?
Okay, raising children, like I said before, is a huge responsibility. And I think one major factor, that is key to this is time. The time that parents have for children. And it takes a lot of time to raise children. And in this society that we are today, I think that's a major constraint. Most parents don't have time because they have to go to work, they have to, pay the bills and provide money to which they think is, I'm going to work for you, I'm going to work so that I can provide for you. But going to work to provide for the children doesn't make
not the same.
Doesn't mean that you have fulfilled the responsibility.
Quality time.
You need time to raise this children. You
Quality
need
time.
Quality time. So if you have children, of course, if you are somebody that is working and you are always going out to work and coming back, you will be tensed up, you will be stressed, and that is probably one of the reasons why parents, they shout and they scream. But when you have children, there are things you don't do as a parent to your child. You don't, for example, spanking. Of course, when the Bible says that don't spare the rod
and spoil the child, yes.
It doesn't mean you should physically get a rod and start, beating or hitting on your children. There are different ways that you can discipline your child. And being emotional, because when we scream and shout, it's a release of emotion. And as parents, that is not the best way in parenting to talk to your child. You don't raise your voice on your children.
This is typical of African
parent.
parents.
If you know that you are that angered or you are that emotional, I would say always try to calm down first, because the Bible also says that you should not provoke your children. Now, I always also say that in raising your voice, it's more like an intimidation. And most times when parents do that, the essence of the correction or whatever you are trying to pass on to the child is lost, because all the child sees is like a dictator, a master, an authoritarian figure, and there is no love there. When you don't correct in love, the essence of correction is lost, because the child will not know why you are screaming. All the child hears is, oh, he hates me, oh, she hates me. She doesn't remember if they have done anything wrong. And you don't want your child growing up believing that you don't love them. Because love is the foundation. Love is the foundation of the home. A child must be raised in love and in understanding that even if I'm correcting you, I'm not correcting you because I hate you. I'm correcting you because I love you. And in correcting children also, I also tell parents, you don't just correct. Let the child tell you back, what have you done? And let the child be the one to take responsibility to say, what you have done, does this deserve punishment? If you come in that manner, then the child knows. Because if the child does not understand, first of all, that he has done something wrong, and you are just screaming and shouting, you have not done anything. Because tomorrow, that child will repeat the same thing again. But when you come, I think most parents, what we need to learn is to always come down to their level and humble ourselves. If you have younger children, still come down to their level and just relate to them at their level. When you relate to them at their level, you're able to communicate better. Because if they need to understand why, if you are angry, why you are angry, what they have done wrong, and what they think is the punishment.
Sorry. They'll be sincerely
sorry. Most times, I remember when I do that to my child, in the process of just discussing the action, they are already crying. I don't need to say anything more, because they could just see that they have done something wrong. And when you ask them, do you think you should be punished for this? They just know.
They say yes, and then you don't want to.
And you don't want to, because they should also understand that you don't want to punish them. You don't want to take their toys away, or you don't want to deny them of the things that they need. If they have that understanding, they will be quick to apologize. They will be quick to be sorry when they have done something wrong. And
then we parents too should be able to say sorry, because as much as the children offend us, we parents do offend our children as well. In fact, don't we?
That is a great point you have raised. Because one thing in parenting is also, for parents, we should be real. Because remember I said before that children, they copy us. If you don't say sorry, as a parent, if you don't know how to say sorry to your children, they will not know how to say sorry when they have done something wrong, even outside. As parents also, you must be able to admit when you have made a mistake. Especially fathers, I see that this is even harder for fathers and for men in the house. If you have done something wrong, let your children know that you are human and it is okay to make mistakes.
And you are sorry.
And you are sorry. You must humble yourself, because when we try to be, very authoritarian in the house, I'm sorry, you are just you end up just carrying these children and pushing them further
away from us.
But you need to be real. You need to be open to your children. Let them see your mistake. Oh, mommy has done this today, and I think I've really made a mistake. Or, oh, daddy, I've done this, I've made a mistake.
Sorry, yeah.
Or if you have, even to them, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you were the one that did this. I'm really sorry. They should see that interaction, and that makes them, it just makes them more human. That, oh, mommy is real, mommy can make mistakes, and when mommy makes mistakes, mommy can say sorry, and when daddy makes mistakes, so they don't go about beating themselves so hard. Allow them to make mistakes, because mistake is a part of life, and that is the only way we learn anyway, because if you never make a mistake, you will never learn. So sometimes, as much as you want to, correct your children or protect them from doing wrong things, you also give them the freedom to make their mistakes. And when they make the mistake, then you can also tell them and say, look, I told you this, but it's okay, because mommy also have done this before, and this is what happened. It just cements your relationship, and there's no pretense.
Well, it is important to ground our children, the whole family, in the Word of God, which teaches us about moral of life, how to be honest, to love God, to love one another, to care for one another. We've talked about it in the past episodes. Love, he said the word of God, God being the foundation, love, integrity, honesty. Because when you are telling lies, what do you expect the children to do? So this is very important. And tell us about the Marvellous Girls
Yeah,
Club.
I'm very happy you said what you said now, because that is one of the general guiding foundation for the Marvellous Girls Club. Our motto is raising girls with principles and discipline. And every principle of life is based on the Word of God. And it's so important that children are taught principles, what their values. Every home should have a value system. If you have a home, there are things, your children should grow up knowing what is permissible and what is not permissible in the house. If you are raising children and you don't have value system in the home, then I don't know what you think you are raising, because it is so important that you have a structure to your home and you have a system.
Example, give us an example.
For example, like we're talking about the Word of God, the principle of love, the principle of truth, the principle of honesty. This should be seen and should be established in your home. If, like you made example, if you are a mother or a father that is always lying, what are you teaching the children? They will go out there and lie. But when they know in the house that lying is not acceptable, when it has become a part of them, if they, from seeing you, and also because remember they are looking up to you. So from growing up and seeing their parents, knowing that they are upholding this principle of truth, these children will go out and they will also uphold that same principle, because it has been inculcated. You have nurtured it in their heart. If they see love in the house, you are also showing them example that to love is good. If they see you honoring, mommy and daddy honoring and respecting each other, they also go out and they do the same thing. So principles are the anchors that you build, they are value system that you build in your children. Because when they have this in them, when they go out and face the world, then they have something that holds them in place. Because the world will test them. They will have pressure. Remember, peer pressure from everywhere. They will have pressure from outside. But it is what you have planted in the life of your children while they are home that will keep them when they go outside. And I always tell parents, especially the parents that I relate with, girls that are part of the Marvellous Girls, like I said, the greatest joy as a parent that you want to feel is to be at peace when you are home, knowing that no matter what life throws at your child outside, they will be able to stand, because the anchor you have planted in them, those principles, those value systems you have planted in them, they are strong enough to keep them, because life will test them, society will test them.
Well, Marvellous Girls Club. What about the boys?
Yeah.
Was it, sometimes in a home, God blesses them with all boys and boys and girls. So now that you are nurturing and looking after the girls, what about the boys?
I always get asked that question, now what about the boys? And one quote I always give is that when you raise a girl, you raise a generation. Because the girls are the ones that build. They are the ones that are the foundation of, they nurture, they are the nurturers. And
incubators, they are the ones who carry the baby.
Yeah, so a girl well raised will be the one to be a good wife and also be a good mother. So, and for me, I feel girls, they are like endangered species, because a lot of challenges, I see them as because a lot of challenges in life, the girls are usually the victim. They are the ones that have to pay more price, they are the ones that have to suffer more. So that is why my passion is with the girls, because when you are so principled, when you have so much in you, then the world will become a better place, because you have so much to give. You have so much to give to the world, and it just
I do understand that. It's the girl that gets pregnant, and then the boy can run away and say it's not mine, and then she's stuck with the baby and everything. But all the same, it's both ways, isn't it? Because we need to also bring up our sons to be responsible fathers. Because a home, parenting is both parents.
That is it.
And then sometimes some men find themselves, they end up being single fathers, just like we have single mothers. And they do very good job. And it's because the right attitude, the right ways, and all the principles have been planted in them. Like I say, a lot of things I am today, I owe to my grandmother. She tells us how to behave, how to keep a home, how to love one another, how to be honest. And it's very important, actually, for us to just not beat and be too angry with our children when they lie. Because we need to teach them that be honest. When you say the truth, you will not get punished. And we have to abide by that. Because they have that fear that they've done something wrong, and therefore, if they deny it, they think they will escape. But if you show them love, like we correct them in love, like you have said, and the Bible says, correct each other in love. Not only the children, each other as parents, so husband and wife. When we correct them in love, we say, this thing that you have done, it's wrong. Don't own up. And when they own up, then they don't get punished. So they now, that's how I brought up my children, you know, telling them that when you own up, when you say the truth, then you say next time don't do it. But rather than to now punish the person for owning up. So they now know, they build up, saying the truth, abiding by the truth, being honest, and integrity. I think we should also expose the children to responsibility.
That is it.
You know, give them responsibilities, let them be able to do this and account for it, be accountable, give them money to spend, and let's see how they spend. Early enough, guide them. We guide them. So when they go into the world and they have to be in charge of huge sum of money, they won't be tempted to want to take it. So thank you so much. Is there any?
Yeah, I think the aspect you brought about responsibility is another very key point in parenting, because what tends to happen is some parents are very permissive. So they spoil their children. They want to do everything for the child. You know, so the child becomes like an idol to be worshipped. Like everything the child says, they want to just give to the child. Everything they want to give to the child. You know, and when you make your child an idol in your house to just meet every need, every demand of that child, you are destroying that child. And most parents
when they
like,
go out,
they'll
think they're right.
They'll be so selfish, they'll be so self-centered that they will not even know, you know, what it is to, you know, give, to share, or to relate. You are just destroying that child, and they will be a misfit in the society, because life is not like that. Life is not all about receiving. You know, so parents, don't idolize your children. Don't give. Sometimes say no. Sometimes say no.
So give us a few points, a guideline for parents and then for children.
For parents, what you know, if I want to continue what I'm doing, learn to say no to your children sometimes. And also, we also have mentioned, give them responsibilities according to their age. Let them be responsible. Don't let your child wake up in the morning, maybe a 12-year-old, and she just dresses up and waits for breakfast to be served. You are not raising that child. They should take responsibility. They should have duties that they do according to their age in the house. Because when they grow up like that, always accepting responsibility, the same way when they go out, you will see them, they will be the one that are the prefects in their class, they will be the one that are the head girls, because they have been trained from home to take responsibilities. Also, like I said before, parents, you can preempt your children. Don't wait for that child to do something wrong, like, oh, you know, you are just always ready to want to punish the child. Sometimes you know that what that child is doing is going to cost them. You could, before they do, you could just give a warning and say, listen, my son, listen, my daughter, that thing you're doing, this is what is going to end. So when you preempt them like that, it just saves you all of the trauma of somebody crying and somebody screaming that you have done wrong, I want to punish you. Sometimes just be preemptive and try and like caution them before they even do before they do something wrong.
Give them the warning.
Just give them the warning. And say, don't go there.
Slippery road ahead.
There, you know, this is what is going to happen. So it's there. And the other thing I also say about parents is about time. Spend time with your children.
Quality time.
Quality time. You know, talking about boys, you know, men needs to know how important, you know, the role they have to play in the life of their boys, even in the life of the girl. The role of the man in the house is so important. And like I say, you want to create an environment of love where these children can always come to you. And in spending time also, not just spending time.
The responsibility of the children to the parents.
The responsibility of the children, for the children, remember, you know, your children look up to you. They want to be like mommy. They want to be like daddy. So they are always
good mommy and
daddy. So they are looking up to you. And you know, for me, it's like I don't know how to explain it, but it's a two-way kind of thing. What you give out will flow back to you. If you sow that love, they will be open and they are coming to you. They will listen to you.
And respect you.
They will respect you.
And know, be obedient.
They will be obedient because they always want to make mommy happy. They always want to, you know, they don't want mommy to be angry with them.
Yes. This is a very nice. We could go on and on and on. We've listened. We've had so much. I thank you very much. At least the first responsibility of a child when they wake up from the bed is to do what? To make their bed.
Yeah, they should.
You start with
Teach
making
them
your
early,
bed
yeah.
and tidying up your, even the little as a 3-year-old, they say, pack your toys, and they put, don't tidy. They have this song that they say, and they pick their toys away.
Yeah.
So from, once they are toddlers, you can teach them how to be responsible, how to respond to you, and you to show a good example. Thank you so much. It's nice having you on this program. I'm sure you'll come again to tell us more about what you're doing with the Marvellous Girls Club, and the gains and the parents and all the changes you're bringing into the society. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Chris. Nice having
Thank you for having me.
Well, viewers, you've heard it all. Time will not permit us to go on and on and on forever, but the little that have come out, I have learned, I'm sure you have learned, that correct each other in love, be a good role model to your children, respect them, do not provoke them, spend quality time with them, teach them to be honest, be responsible, have integrity, and then we'll get there. That is part of enjoying golden lifestyle, which God has promised us. Till next time, thank you.
African Voice Newspaper UK presents the 21st African Film Awards 2017 on Saturday the 4th of November at the Stratford Town Hall, 29 The Broadway, Stratford in London E15. Come and celebrate with A-list actors from Nollywood and best of Black British film and TV stars from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Don't miss this special evening of glamour, comedy, music, award ceremony, dinner, of course, dance. Tickets are £50 standard and VIP 100. Call the numbers on your screen now. For online tickets, visit www.eventbrite.co.uk. Don't forget, it's the most prestigious African Film Awards, also known as the Afro Hollywood Awards, celebrating excellence in its 21st edition on Saturday the 4th of November 2017. See you there. This event is supported by the listed organizations.